Link down below in the description box to both articles I am going to link. I'm not going to do a full read-through. I'm just going to cut to the point. Last of Us Part 1. There's going to be a couple of options. A native 4K running at 30 FPS. A dynamic 4K that runs at 60. And there is going to be a 40 FPS that's going to be a balance of high fidelity and smooth performance as seen in the likes of Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on PS5. That's pretty much all there is to talk about that. The adaptive triggers, the amount of resistance for each gun is going to be different. Again, there is a video for that when you click on the link. And then right from the blog at Sony, there is a beautiful chart, as well as a trailer for you to watch in the highest of fidelity for all of the accessibility presets that you can choose. It's going to be basically along the lines of what we've come to know from The Last of Us Part 2. So I'm just going to very quickly read out the setting, but I'm not going to read out the description because we'll be here till past when the game launches and you'll just be able to read the description on your own. Apply vision accessibility presets on and off. Obviously, you could see here there's a plethora of options at your disposal here. There's going to be some hearing accessibility presets, motor accessibility presets, alternative controls. You're going to be able to customize your controls, remap them fully. There's going to be different control schemes, remap out all the controls. Yeah, that's pretty much all the same. Controller orientation, left and right stick. You default flipped while aiming, flipped always, ladder movement, character camera, melee while aiming if you want that on and off, hand wheel input, repeated button press if you want to hold it or tap it, melee combos, tap or hold, aiming mode, hold or toggle, listening, sprinting, crafting, backpack weapon swap, you get it, whether or not you want to hold or toggle. Bow firing, same thing, hold or taps. Camera assist, on, off, horizontal, vertical, lock on aim, off, on, auto target. That's pretty neat. Lock on strength from 1 to 10. Arc throw, lock on or off, 1 to 10 for arc throw, lock on strength. Auto weapon swap on and off, motion sensor. Minigame time limit. Do you want 1 to 10, 2 times, 4 times, 10 times? Minigame input, 1 to 10. Fewer inputs, no chords. Fewer inputs, no chords. This is a high contrast mode, I think, for the visually impaired. There are options to fine-tune the HUD size, the color, contrast. UI gameplay elements are comfortably visible to view and read. High contrast is a special render mode that provides more contrast for in-game elements. There's also a screen magnifier, allowing you to zoom in any part of the screen using the PS5 DualSense's controller's touchpad. Again, HUD, large, default. HUD background, light, darken, default. HUD color. HUD colorblind mode for people that are tritanopia. All these different things. Really caters to practically, literally everybody but the fucking dead. It's awesome. HUD flashing, high contrast display, offsetting 1, 2, 3 with different intensities and shit like that. Screen magnifier, off, low, medium, high. Translation prompts, off, on, auto. There's a motion sickness thing. Simulated 3D movements can be a source of motion sickness for many players, and to create a more visually comfortable experience, there's options to adjust the camera shake, motion blur, camera follow distance, and even the field of view. There's also even an option for a persistent white dot in the center of the screen, which can alleviate that sensation, which is pretty interesting, as you can see. I thought those were just my fucking floaters, but yeah, it's good to know that was a part of the game. Camera shake, 1 to 10. Motion blur, 1 to 10. Camera distance, -5 to +5. This one's an interesting one. Adjust the distance of the third-person camera. Increasing this value moves the camera further from Joel, Ellie, or AKA the player. Decreasing this value moves the camera closer. Might as well have given us first person while you're at it. Field of view, -5 to +5 adjusts the field of view, We all know what that does. Full screen effects on and off. Persistent center dot on and off. Navigation and traversal included are ways for blind and low vision players to navigate the game world. Navigation assistance can be used to guide you along the golden path of story progression, or you can use enhanced listen mode to go off and find enemies or pickups instead. To help you move through the game world, there are options for simplified traversal input, ledge guard, and the ability to skip puzzles altogether, which I do because my brain can't handle that shit. I overcomplicate everything with my OCD and my ADHD. Okay? I'm taking over the alphabet. Navigation assistance, on and off. Traversal assistance, on and off. Ledge guard, on and off. Enhanced listening mode, on and off. The scan range, 10 meters, 30 meters. Scan time, 1 to 5 seconds. Infinite breath, definitely going for that option as well, because I want to be Aquaman, you know what I'm saying? I want Joel to be Jason Momoa or whatever the hell his name is, and skip puzzle option, on and off. Text-to-speech and audio cues, any information that is only represented visually is unavailable to a blind player, so there's several options to convey this information through sound and controller vibration instead. Traversal and combat audio cues work alongside the game's audio to map easily identifiable sounds to commonly used actions, scavenging pickups, jumping across gaps. These audio cues are cataloged in an audio glossary that you can refer back to at any time. And additionally, menus and other on-screen text can be voiced using the screen reader option for those that have their language set to English and screen reader enabled at the console level. The Last of Us Part 1 will automatically enable screen reader for you in-game. And here we go, screen reader, on and off, traversal cues, on and off, combat audio cues, combat vibration cues, for the kinky. Cinematic descriptions, whether or not you want those on and off. Speech to vibration available with patch 1.01. Okay. Audio, again, effect, dialogue, music, cinematics, accessibility, audio cue, screen reader, audio cue, glossary, cinematic, cinematic descriptions. All from 1 to 100. And then combat accessibility, because combat in The Last of Us Part 1 should be accessible for all players. There are a number of options that can significantly alter the gameplay experience. For instance, the Invisibility Toggle feature allows you to experience stealth gameplay that might otherwise be inaccessible. If you have difficulty aiming, you give yourself more time by enabling slow motion while aiming. The goal is to provide you with all the tools that you personally need to make the combat experience enjoyable and or challenging, or both. Enable combat accessibility, hostages don't escape, allies don't get grabbed, enemies don't get flanked, reduced enemy perception, reduced enemy accuracy. Again, all on and off. This is all the shit we saw in The Last of Us Part 2. I know, because I just played the game a half hour ago and I remember all these settings. Invisibility toggle, off, limited, unlimited. Weapon sway on and off. Slow motion, off while aiming toggle. Tinnitus sound. That, let me tell you, is pretty wicked. On and off. Enables an audio effect that mimics a ringing in the ears when in proximity of an explosion. I have tinnitus sometimes. That's why I was like, whoa. Vibration, 1 to 100. You know what I'm saying? On and off. HUD. If you're deaf, hard of hearing, I can only scream so much for you to hear this shit to begin with, or need to play at low or no volume, you may not be able to access gameplay information that is only represented through audio. So to address this discrepancy, Naughty Dog said, hey, we've included several options to display this information visually instead. Hopefully you're not fucking blind too, because then you're really fucked. Awareness indicators allow you to determine when you're being spotted in stealth. They can also be set to persist during combat, pointing in the direction of high-threat enemies. Damage indicators on and off, awareness indicators off, stealth, always, hints, off, sometimes, frequent. Me, it's all the fucking time. I need all the help I can get. Pickup notifications on and off. Here's a little bit of a thing with the subtitles. I think that's going to be standard, you know, the different sizes, the different colors, and all that kind of stuff. Subtitles can be extremely popular, accessible feature for the studio. So the studio, rather, provided a wide array of customization options for them. You can tweak the size and color, add a dark background for contrast, enable speaker names, and even a directional arrow for off-screen speakers. So that is pretty neat. Subtitles, off, on, dialogue, size, small, medium, large, background, off default darkened, names on and off, name colors, directions on and off, color, white, yellow, blue, red, green. Hopefully you can see one of those fucking colors. Game difficulty is an extension of the accessibility features. The Last of Us Part 1 also includes expanded difficulty options at launch. There are 6 different challenge levels: very light, light, moderate, hard, survivor, and of course, grounded. You can customize specific aspects of difficulty to your needs or desired experience. You can individually tweak the difficulty settings related to incoming damage, enemy and ally effectiveness, stealth, resources. Trophies are not limited by difficulty. Well, that's cool, because, we live in a world now where we give people a fucking trophy for placing last. It's called the participation trophy. Okay, whatever. Player, are you very light? Are you heavy? I mean light, moderate, hard, survivor, grounded. Enemies, same thing. Allies, same thing. Stealth, resources, again, all the same terminology being used. And that is it for this video. As always, if you liked it, a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and making me a little bit more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up. You didn't like the video? Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, snap it off in your ass, and feed it to one of these zombies. Just like what he was about to throw there, like a grenade or something, he's gonna chuck your fucking thumb. I'm just saying. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be fantastic, but if not, whatever. I don't blame you. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and perhaps I shall see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.